Hi, Jeff from Wisconsin Woodworking. Do you know it's time to change the blade on the bandsaw to a resaw blade, 3/4 inch thick? Stay tuned and I'll show you how I do it on my bandsaw, which is a 14.5 inch Grizzly. Welcome back. Jeff from Wisconsin Woodworking here. Today we're going to change the blade on the bandsaw. It's a 14.5 inch Grizzly. I've had this saw since probably about 96, 95 maybe even earlier. I don't even remember now. Anyways, had it a pretty long time. We're going to be going over to a 3/4 inch 3 hook tooth. It's a carbon tool steel blade, just a standard blade, nothing fancy on this one. But we're going to need a few things before we even change the blade. Well, one, we need the new blade, and then two, I'll bring you in here to those other things we need here. Gonna need slip pliers, Phillips screwdriver, side snip, some cable ties, 10mm wrench, and some Allen wrenches that are metric. Now the first thing you want to definitely do anytime you're working with a power tool and you're changing blades, unplug it. I've already done so. This one is unplugged. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the first thing I always do, let me grab my slip pliers. You got to pull your pin here. Then we're going to pull out the throat plate. Then we come up to the top. And on mine, in the top here, there's a screw that helps keep the top lid centered. We're going to pull that screw out. And then we are going to come down here and we're going to take off the quick knobs. And pull the top. Then down on the bottom right here, there's one here and one across. There's some more quick knobs. Take those off real quick. pull the bottom shield off. Now, there's one more shield, and that is this one right here that protects the blade from shield to shield. Otherwise, you'll have an exposed blade here. I cannot not tell you enough. Do not ever forget this piece if you have that on your bandsaw. I was in a hurry one day, made the mistake, I forgot to put this on. Right there, the blade went all the way to the bone and started to go up my arm. I caught my arm as I was turning a piece of wood and went right into it. Big mistake. That was the first accident out of all the 30 years plus I've been doing this. The first accident. It can happen anytime. Now, what we want to do is move to the back. And right here in the back is a tension knob. We want to lower our tension a little bit here. Alright, now we'll come down here real quick and loosen up our side shield here. And that's with our 10mm wrench. Alright, and then the blade just falls out. Then what we do is we take our blade out and we slide it through here, and now it's completely out. And then if we take our blade, we twist it up, we have it now in a storing format, and this is where those quick ties come in. You just grab a quick tie, and just put it on there and snip this off. Well, I need a new side cutter. That'll just hold it from, unspringing. That way you can go hang this up right away. Now that is a new blade that's on there, so it's not ready to be sharpened. Otherwise, that would be a good time to sharpen your blades. Alright, now next we're going to snip off the zip ties that are on this one. Save that tag, so when it's time after sharpening these, I can reorder same blade. Alright. Now when undoing this, you got to be careful because this really wants to spring at you. There you go. So now there are going to have to be some adjustments done. You have a back thrust bearing in the back here that's probably going to have to be adjusted. So we're going to loosen that up real quick. And then there's one down here, which I'll get here in a second. You gotta get my Allen wrenches. Alright, push that out of the way. Alright, now we're going to put the blade back in. I'm going to go back through the slot. We got to get in here so that this all gets in 3/4. The bigger the blade you go, the harder it is to get in. Okay, you want to get it on your bottom wheel, get it towards your top wheel. Make sure you're on. Looks like I'm going to have to loosen these up too. Alright. Take your screwdriver. Open that up. Looks like I might have to do the same thing down here. Every time you change a blade, you end up changing all your settings. These are your cooling blocks. Help to keep stabilization of your blade from side to side. You just want to, like I said, you want to make sure that your blade is on your bottom wheel and your top wheel. And then we go back. And move you over a little bit more. Alright. And then we have our adjustment. And what this does is puts tension back on your blade. Now there's a lot of bandsaws out there, the bigger ones, they actually have a lever. You can undo the tension with your lever. This is a very older model. We have to turn the knob. Now on the back down here, let me take you so you can take a look at that. Okay. Back here, we have for an 1/8 inch blade, 3/8 blade, 1/2 inch blade. I'm sorry, I think one of these was a 1/4. And then they have a 3/4. And the 3/4, I believe, is, oh boy, I can't read these anymore, they're getting so old. That says a 1/2. This, I think that's up there. Well, anyways, that's your adjustments, and we're going to take it. You'll see the bottom. There are 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2. And that one over there is the 3/4. So anyways, I gotta crank this up. Yeah, I couldn't see that unless I looked through the camera. Alright, let's go back. I'll put you on the stand here. Alright. Now, before we get too much tension on here, the blade. You want the back of the gully to be riding on the highest part of the crown, or actually just behind it. You want that to be running on the crown of the wheel. That'll give you the most stable cut. If you get too far back and you're covering up the gully, you can't get all the sawdust out of the gullies. It'll come down, get trapped in. But that'll give you the most stable cut, is if you can get right behind the blade on the highest crown of the wheel. And you want to basically set your blade like that. And back here, there's still part of the wheel showing. So I know by previous setting these up, I should have just a hair of rubber showing back here, and I do. And it gives me where I need to be on the crown of the tire. So let me finish adjusting the back tension. Almost there. That's almost it. All right, that's all the way up. So now we want to make some adjustments here. I'm going to bring you in a little bit. Right here. Now I just put these cooling parts here. I just touch it to the blade. Okay? You don't want to crank pinching it really tight. You just want to just touch it so that the blade touches. That's it. Lock it down. That way the blade can't flex. Now on the back, on your thrust bearing here, I always take it, and I also there too, just touch it. And then you want to lock that down. No, it still turns, but there's just a hair drag on here. That's so that when this blade puts the pressure on, it's keeping it straight going back, and the bearing will keep going. And then your cooling blocks keep the blade from moving side to side, and it's just got just a hair wiggle room in there. You don't want them pinched. Now I got to do the same thing down below. And I'll make that adjustment real quick. I can't get the camera down that far. Okay. And then the same thing with the cooling blocks. You just want to take it. I want to adjust these here. Oh, I gotta loosen that one up a little bit. Right there. Okay, let me tighten that. All right, so now everything's adjusted here, top and bottom. Now we have to put the machine back together. I'm going to put the machine back together. And we're going to do this in the reverse order. The most important guard. Let's put this on. And we'll go at the bottom. Before I do that, I always give it a quick spin, make sure everything's free. Okay, put the two knobs back on real quick. Sorry, the camera don't go down that low, but hey, we're gonna get to the top here in a second. All right, next, we're gonna put the top on. And then, I like to put the screw in first. Okay, now I'll put the two knobs. That one fell out of my hand. Alright. Then we'll put the throat plate back in. And then we'll throw the pin back in. Oh, I made a mistake. I forgot to put the shield on. Yeah, I was too worried to make sure I did this right, and I did it wrong. And before I would have turned it on, I would have double checked it, because ever since this, I definitely check everything out before I even put it on. Alright. We need to put this shield on. Alright, and this gets a 10mm wrench. Now we'll put the shield back on. There we go. Screw back in. I'm trying to adjust you guys up here. I'll put the screw in at the top. Just make sure everything's tight before you turn it back on. Should be good to go. Alright, we move our tools. Alright. Now, we're going to do the plug-in. Check it out and see if it works. Alright, here we go. Never stand in front of the blade this way, because if it breaks, it could hit this and come out straight like a knife and stab you right in the gut. Never stand to the side of the blade. And it's running. Alright, let me get a piece of wood. Alright, let's see how this blade just cuts. Now we're going to do another video coming up here on resawing. That's why I changed this blade. So stay tuned for that video. Cuts like butter. Never stick your fingers in there either. Wait till that thing stops. Got a nice, smooth cut for a resaw blade. Not bad. All right. This concludes my video of changing the blade on my Grizzly 14.5-inch bandsaw. Stay tuned for the resaw video. I am going to be doing a product review on mag switch resaw fence. So if you can, look for that video coming up. Until then, make some sawdust, enjoy your shop. A tree's work is never done. Jeff from Wisconsin Woodworking, take care. Subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate it. Thank you.